Hey, friends out there, this is Thursday, September 23rd, 2021, and it is just about exactly 5:30 in the morning here in Northern California. And as usual, I'll discuss a few different things today. Right away, talking, I can tell my voice is not up to par. But there's a lot of bugs going around. They say the common cold, flu, COVID, you name it, it's out there. And in my particular case, I've got what's known as a smoker's cough. But it's a little accentuated also in my case because when I was 10 years old, I had pneumonia in my left lung and I almost died from it. I was living in Ireland at the time with my family, wound up in the hospital. But my dad, he got me out of the hospital and I was pretty comatose. I mean, I guess technically I wasn't in a coma, but I was really, really lethargic. I just wanted to vegetate in bed. But it was rough. But he gave me, I remember made me take cod liver oil capsules and vitamin B complex. And I don't know if he was giving me vitamin C or not, I don't remember. But I remember those two vitamins distinctly. So I would recommend, because he might have saved my life. It wasn't looking good for me. Pneumonia is very serious, as is this COVID thing, evidently. I mean, killing the statistics show 1 out of 500 people in America have died from this thing. I did my own math, and it came out to about 1 out of 600. But Cheryl Atkinson on her show, what's it called? Doggone, it doesn't even matter. But you can watch her on Fox. You can look it up. Cheryl Atkinson's 30-minute news show. And boy, she ran a piece. And these were public officials that were saying, that they were in charge of determining the cause of death, some of these people, and, the record-keeping personnel. And they were saying, I mean, these people died in a car accident, and because they had COVID, they're calling it a COVID death. It's just freaking bizarre, and a whole lot of other cases too. So, I mean, for that to come out on the mainstream media, I mean, Cheryl Atkinson's sticking her neck out there. Obviously, she's not overly concerned about a paycheck, which is beautiful in the journalist industry in my mind. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. I really, and I want to please, I want to trust people. I want to believe them on face value and that they're on the up and up and they don't, have an ulterior motive and they're not playing favorites and playing along with the trajectory of this country going downhill. My whole life, virtually, since I was 5 years old at the assassination of JFK. I'm 63 now. I was 5 years old then, and this country has gone nothing but downhill. How? What is the evidence? The debasement of the money. That's it. How do you think this wealth imbalance was created? You think it happened overnight? It didn't. We didn't get in this position overnight. We're in a lot of trouble. This is it. I mean, basically, it's the same old story thousands of years ago. It's the slaver class taking over. They cannot resist, like snot-nosed, spoiled brat kids, okay, that have hijacked the candy store, not letting you have any. You understand, or just a little, just sustenance so that you survive. But you're not going to be able to get ahead anymore. Your hope, they've snatched it. They need a permanent underclass, and they need it to grow, to stay on this trajectory, this wealth imbalance where they keep amassing greater and greater fortune and power and control, all the accoutrements thereof, the material things, all the skilled craftsmen and services their little hearts desire, all the prestige and status. They love it. They love their lives in this world because of one thing: money, their access to the purse strings. They love it. And the last thing these people want is a world without any form of money. How would they get an advantage over you? Do you understand? But the way they've done it, the way they've normalized slavery right under our noses, it took over half a century, but we're there. We're there. I mean, I just watching the Kaiser report. They're reporting $85 billion worth of armaments fell into the hands of the Taliban. I mean, you talk about a miserable failure. I mean, for God's sake, I mean, we're supposed to be the gentle giant. We could kick any nation's butt on the face of the earth to this day, except for maybe Russia. That's questionable. And China is quickly getting in a position where they could kick our butts. I mean, with you see the productivity of the Chinese people. It's well known. It's legendary, right? At this point in history. But the way they do it is currency debasement, in layman's terms, is just dilution of the currency. You understand? Watering it down so it goes further. And why they don't care, you'd say, well, they're cutting their own throats. Why would they do that? That's illogical. Well, it's not if you're able to give yourself a raise to insulate yourself above and beyond. You see, in the chaos, in the melee that they create, the problems that they not only sustain, but they try to proliferate the problems because that's their relevance. That's their job security. Oh, we got problems. Problem, reaction, solution. The Hegelian theory. I mean, these people are sick and twisted. Some of them are open Satanists, devil worshippers. I'm sorry, that's shocking, yes, but it's true, my friends. It's sick. I mean, remember, who's behind the curtain? It's the people that would erect the Georgia Guidestones. They want to get the earth down to 500 million. That's their utopia. You understand? These are the self-appointed gods of the earth. That's why they would do this. And they're just, you know, it's all or nothing for these people. Okay? And it's a fight to the finish. But we can all be very grateful that God is in the mix. That there's things going on a celestial level that I am unaware of. But I know that they're going on. I know that much because of this much faith that I have to believe there is an almighty creator God and that we are not the only uber intelligent beings, okay, in the universe. That's all I'm believing. And thirdly, that God is a good God, that he's not an inept a-hole. Okay, so when I talk about, you know, going to a one-child policy and respecting the science that the earth has long gone past reaching its carrying capacity. That's what the science suggests. Why aren't we adhering to it? We're sure saying, adhere to everything we tell you about the vaccine. You're an unscientific buffoon if you don't believe in vaccinations. You're a bad human being if you don't get a vaccination. Isn't that the obvious, in-your-face inference? So, you know, I'm just mocking it, okay, because we all well know there's countries, unnamed countries, that have gone to one-child policies a long time ago. Forced abortions. Harvesting the organs of lowly criminals with minor offenses. Maybe that would be a misdemeanor in America. We know there's unnamed countries. I'm not going to name them. Because I like the people. People are people no matter where you go. I love people. I don't care if they're Middle Eastern. I don't care if they're African. I don't care if they're Latino, Latina, Latin. I don't care if they're Anglo. I don't care. I don't care if they're Asian. I don't care. It does not matter to God. Therefore, it does not matter to me. And we should all embrace that thinking. Okay, it puts everything to rest. Okay, when you're an egalitarian, you believe in equality. It's that simple. What is wrong with that? That's believing in things like justice and fairness and equity, in adhering to a very stern code of ethics that are respected. It's simply living by the golden rule that Christ said, this is it, man. You want to know the Bible and the prophets and everything else? You want to know the only law that's got teeth that we got to follow? It's the golden rule. If we were just simply being honest with ourselves, a little tiny kid can understand this logic, this thinking, this simplicity, this beauty, and say, yes, just treat others the way you want to be treated. If we were doing that, we would not have any of the problems we have. It's that simple, that cut and dry. Yes. So it's in your face that this world is vile. It's evil because it's run by vile, evil madmen at the uppermost echelons of power in the control. As long as they control the purse strings, they can control the population of the earth. Wanton, vast, satanic power. Jesus spelled it out. When he left this planet, he said it's still in effect, man. The prince of darkness, the prince of this world is still here until the return of Christ. This is the status quo. This is the state of affairs we're all forced to face. Traumatic, yes, but it does not help to run away from it, to avoid it with cognitive dissonance and delusion and just willful stupidity, willful ignorance. Okay, that's not helping anybody, including yourself. You delusionally imagine you could separate yourself, divorce yourself from the woes that your fellow man is going through. And we're not talking about organic woes. We're talking about invented woes having everything to do with slavery, money, the normalization of slavery by way of via money. You understand? That's where we are today in the 21st century. When we were supposed to show at least an iota of freaking progress here, but all we've shown is regress. And it sucks, man. Things are supposed to get better for people, not worse. And the reason is because we the people, okay, this is a historical fact. Ever since the first tools, the first implements by man, we've been progressing. We've been accumulating technology, knowledge, okay? And according to the law of supply and demand, okay, if we're bartering and it's on the up and up, okay, the worth of your money is supposed to go up. If we're a so-called civilized society working in unison and being fair with the citizens of that society, the wealth is shared. How is the wealth displayed? It's through supply and demand, through an abundance, first and foremost of all the things we need, and secondarily of all the things we want. And we've done that. So there's a very logical, intellectual rhyme and reason why your money, whatever form of money it is supposed to increase in worth. You understand? If it's decreasing in worth, that reveals a disruption in the supply chain. Otherwise, it reveals market manipulation, price setting, euphemistically referred to, or price fixing, price rigging. You understand? And it's evil. It's theft, in your face theft. When you've got certain specific industries that benefit from jacking up your cost of living, when it comes to an essential human need, I find that unconscionable, objectionable, highly objectionable, insufferable, unnerving, intolerable. But yet we all just go along with, oh, it's just inflation, it's just a cost of living, what's new? Yeah, evil men rule us, what's new? Just go with the flow, go along to get along, take the path of least resistance, stop getting upset over stuff you can't change, you can't do nothing about it. That's you. If that's the course you choose, then you choose it. And on the day of reckoning, remember, you don't own yourself since you didn't create yourself. We know not from whence we came or where we're going. We can all face that, admit that, right? So there's a day of answering for our belief systems, for the person we chose to be, the character we chose to have, the things we chose to value, and the things we didn't value. Okay, and we need to, if we showed no care, no pertinence, I don't need to know about God, the Creator, that owns me, if there is a God even.